What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about American expressions that Brits hate. Apparently, us Americans, we have expressions and Americanisms that make some Brits, quote, irrationally angry. I'm sorry, I didn't even know about this. But at the same time, I can't help but be kind of curious about what are these things that Americans say, these expressions that we use that are so annoying. I can't help but wonder what that is. I thought this would be really entertaining to actually learn about from my point of view as an American. Maybe I can tone down some of these things, or if I want to be really annoying, I can just amplify the frequency that I use these. But what is this? What are Americanisms that make Brits irrationally angry? Stuff that we say. I'm not talking about could've or on accident, as the anger there is justified. Huh? Wait, could've and on accident. Are those examples? Are those American? That I can't tell what's wrong with those. Wait, what? Could've. Maybe if I look it up. Could've is, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh no. This is actually a thing. Wait a minute. This is actually a thing. Could've is a common misspelling of could have. Oh no. I'm part of the problem. Oh. Americans definitely, I thought this was correct grammar, or at least not wrong. Could've. So proper grammar would be to say could have. Could have sounds so formal. When I actually think about it, I don't know why I'm trying to defend the. Now that I suddenly learned that this isn't technically correct. Could've. Like you're talking to someone and you're like, yeah, I could have had the pizza or maybe a burger. Yeah, I could have had the pizza. Man, I never say it like that. Do Brits just talk very, properly all the time? That could have, could have almost sounds wrong to me. It sounds so formal and proper, although correct. Oh no. And what is this, on accident? What's the proper way of saying this? By accident? Is it by accident? Oh my gosh, this is actually the first thing to pop up when you Google this stuff, is that people say this wrong. Oh no. Is it correct to say on accident? It is far less commonly used variant of by accident. On accident. It is almost exclusively used in the United States. And incorrectly so. Did a Brit write this Google this Google question and answer thing here? What is this? It's exclusively used in the United States. Incorrectly so. Oh my gosh. Wait, it's by accident, not on accident. And it's could have, not could of. We have barely even gotten into this discussion yet. These are the ones that the original poster here is saying the anger is justified at those. Well, I must make a lot of Brits angry because my default is saying, oh, I could have done that. Oh, that was on accident. Yeah, that just flows off the tongue. Oh no. But something that does make sense, some semblance of grammatical sense. That is a common American expression. Apparently could've and on accident are just unforgivable and make no sense. That is news to me, but it's also very interesting to learn about, frankly. I don't know, just from a grammatical point of view, I had no idea. And I am confident to say that most Americans have no idea that we are technically speaking incorrectly. Oh my gosh. This is kind of blowing my mind. I didn't realize there was, this blatantly wrong of figures of speech we were saying, at least according to Google and this discussion. But it is language, and it's like in America, it's correct because that's how we say it. And language is just, a medium to express ideas and communicate, and that's my defense of of on accident and could have. All right. We also have could care less. Oh, yeah. 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 This is one Americans definitely say a lot. I'm guilty of this one. Oh, I'm guilty. Could care less. And I even know that this doesn't make sense. If someone's saying something and you're trying to like say, "Oh, that doesn't matter at all." You're supposed to say, I couldn't care less, which is a good insult. If you're saying you couldn't care less about something, is no matter how hard you tried, there's no less of care you could give. It's quite a good insult. But most of us Americans, or at least a lot of Americans, say, I don't know how this happened or where this started, but we say, I could care less about that, which doesn't make any sense. I acknowledge it. I acknowledge it doesn't make sense, but it's also, for some weird reason, something that Americans say a lot. It's like as kids, I remember saying this a bunch. As a little American child, all of us little American children, we all love to say, like, oh, I could care less. And we thought we were cool. And later as adults, eventually, especially because of the internet, you run into this explanation right here. Someone pointing out, I could care less doesn't make sense. You're saying that you have the capacity to care less about something, therefore you do care about it. You are you are administering some amount of your care to it because you could have less. So I get it. I actually kind of sympathize with this one. Is this does this really make Brits irrationally angry though? I kind of get it though. Out of all of them, this one makes no sense at all. Yeah, this one makes me eternally this one makes me internally scream, "Listen to what you are saying." Well, you know what? Buttery powdered. You know what? Buttery powdered. I could care less about what you're saying. Which, yeah, well, I'm being polite. I'm saying I could care less. I care, so I care. I care about what you're saying. See, I'm using it correctly, not incorrectly. It's even worse when they argue back, saying that it in fact makes sense. Like common sense seems to be greatly lacking. Do Americans actually try to defend the I could care less? I think most Americans are willing to admit like we're saying it wrong. It's just we don't care. And maybe that's what gets people a little angry, which I think is understandable. I get it. I get it totally. These are quite funny. These are quite eye-opening as well. I didn't even realize until this discussion brought some self-reflection onto my Americanisms of how much us Americans talk incorrectly. I don't think could've is an Americanism. I think it's just something idiots use. Wow. Tell me what you really think. I just think it's something idiots use because they hear could've and they have poor comprehension. I must have poor comprehension. I can't even read the word comprehension. No doubt thousands of Americans do it, but I'll wager the thousands of Brits doing it are independently stupid. This is probably a little too, this individual is getting a little too angry, I think. I mean, I think it's all in good fun to get annoyed or, a little irrationally angry at someone saying could've instead of could have. I don't think people are like complete idiots or stupid for saying that. Sheesh. Yeah, I always seen this as a mistake back in the UK, even since I can remember. It's super common. I was probably guilty of it at one point in my life. Even though I'm learning about this right now, I am positive I'm going to continue to say could've instead of could have. And it probably does come from the contraction could've. And it's also just a little easier to say. I defend could've. Could've. I defend it. All right, what else do we have? American expressions that Brits hate include y'all. Y'all really grips my shite. I automatically assume I'm talking with a barely literate old man clampet. Old man clampet? What does that mean? I don't even... Old man clampet? Is that a thing? Jed Clampett? I don't know. I thought maybe that was a reference I could look up, but I don't know. Y'all. I've run into Americans that say y'all. And I have to say, personally, you can either find it annoying. I kind of find it endearing. It's like definitely a Southern American thing, y'all. It can be harsh where they're like, howdy, y'all. Or it can be kind of like some American Southerners have like a very sweet, like, oh, hey, y'all, how's it going? Like, and it's, so I don't mind the y'all. I've heard some people use that I know. And yeah, I think maybe I'm a little used to it as well. So there's no real need for it. We've already got the perfect cromulent. Use. I have not heard anyone ever say use. Use. That would be strange if someone said use. It wouldn't make me irrationally angry, I don't think. And neither does y'all. Y'all is funny. That's definitely something that a large amount of Americans in certain areas of America say y'all all the time. Um, that's funny. Okay. I recently heard someone say call 911. I was most unimpressed. Call 911. Yeah, well that doesn't even make sense in Britain, right? It wouldn't be 911, would it? Funny enough, if you do, you get through to 999. Is 999 what you call for the police in Britain? Because here in America it's 911. That's, man, I recently heard, did you hear an American say call 911? Yeah, if an American said that in Britain, that wouldn't make sense. But it is something ingrained in our American minds. When we need to call an emergency number, it's like, call 911. It's like the first thing that pops into our head since we were little kids. But in Britain, it's 999. I didn't actually know that. I didn't know that. And with Europe, it's 112. Wow, I didn't know this. Huh. That's actually good to know. Okay. Yeah. If someone was in America and was like, call 999, I would just be like, why? Who's that? Like, do they sell pizza or something? Is that a restaurant? Or like, I don't think it'd make me irrationally angry. What else do we have? American expressions that Brits hate. Z for the letter Z. You know, for the longest time, I didn't even know that this was an American thing at all. And apparently, America is the weird one here. We're the only ones out here saying Z. Whereas when I first heard Z, I truly was like, what does that mean? Like, and it was like, oh, that's how other people say Z. And I was like, Z? Does one country say Z? Who says Z? What? I just didn't believe it. But as I've learned more about this, apparently Americans are the weird one. We're the minority. Used to have a real battle with my kids when they were learning the alphabet. Me versus Sesame Street. Not sure who won, as it's now used Z as a wind-up. Oh, Sesame Street says Z. I guess Sesame Street is an American kids TV show, and they teach Z instead of Z. I never even thought about stuff like that. Yeah, showing Sesame Street in other countries. I'm Canadian. We use Z as well. I can't tell you how many U.S. customer service reps asked if I meant Z. That would be okay. Maybe that would make you irrationally angry if Americans are like, "Do you mean Z?" You're trying to say, okay, A, B, Z. You're just saying some letters, and the American is like, Z. Are you trying to say Z? I think you mean Z. Then I could see that being annoying because it's basically Americans telling you that you're wrong in how you're pronouncing the letter. And most Americans, I don't think even know that America is strange in that we use Z instead of Z. That is a really good one, actually. I'm glad that's on this list. Okay, what else do we have? These are quite fascinating, actually. Teaching me about America, things we say that the rest of the world probably thinks is really weird. And I actually agree on some of these. I've just never thought about this before. American expressions that Brits hate. Calling a quarter of something 1/4. gets me for some reason, even though it does make sense. What? I have never thought about this as strange. Do Brits not say 1/4? Brits say a quarter? What about when you're talking about fractions in math class? In America, we say 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, 1/4, instead of a quarter. Calling a quarter of something 1/4. Is it this specifically because there is a word for it, quarter? So Brits don't say 1/4. That is the most random American expression I've ever heard of, I think. That is the most random. I would never have thought that was different. Quarter and 1/4. Yeah, in America, I think I'm more likely to say 1/4. Can I get 1/4 of that cake? You know, can you give me 1/4 of the amount of money? Like, instead of a quarter of the cake, quarter of the money. It's interchangeable. Like, either way, I would never notice a difference. Wow, interesting. I remember at primary school, the teacher writing fractions on the board, and we all had to shout out what they were. So, like, eighth, 10th, 24th, 100th. Then she wrote 1/2 on the board, and everyone shouted tooth. 1 tooth. That actually makes sense. Funny. Okay. What else do we have? These are so freaking random. Like, this is great. This is like information I would never otherwise have known was strange about America. It's great. Effing duty. When they say duty. Oh no. Oh no, I'm saying it like that. How are you supposed to say this? An off-duty police officer. Ugh, stop. Oh no. Oh no, I don't know what the alternative is. This is the problem of an American just reading British people writing stuff. I don't know the British way to say duty. Yeah, I say duty. I feel self-conscious about it now because you spelled it like this, duty. And you said, ugh, stop. The way they say mirror instead of mirror. Oh no. This is hilarious. The way they say mirror instead of mirror. I say all of these. These people who wrote this did a perfect job. Because I say duty, duty, mirror, mirror, squirrel, squirrel, herbs, herbs. I don't know that. I don't know how else you're supposed to say this. Oh no, I'm making so many Brits irrationally angry right now. Graham, Graham. Oh, how else do you say it? Oh no, oh no, I don't know. Ugh, it sounds so childish. What? What? Brit here in the States with an American partner. We recently got a puppy, so I find it amusing to tell my other half that he's on duty. How else? Oh no. I wish someone had written out how you're supposed to say this. What would you say? Dute? How do Brits say duty? Or any of these other things? Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm ever going to know the answer to this. Let me know in the comments how... Let me know. Teach me how I'm supposed to say these things, because that is indeed the American way to express, the American way to pronounce those words, and I don't know any other way to say them. Oh my gosh. That's going to keep me up at night. The ones that grind my gears are, it's so addicting, rather than addictive. Huh. It's so... Is saying it's so addicting not correct? There's a lot of very specific grammatical sort of things here that I'm learning. I had no idea that it was wrong to say stuff like it's so addicting. Are you supposed to say addictive? That's addictive. That's so addicting. Either one would work for me. Can I Google this? Let me Google it and see if Google... it's so addicting is a phrase that means something is causing or tending to cause physiological or psychological dependence. Google seems to think it's okay to say it's so addicting. Huh. Wow. I like these because they're also so specific as well. What else do we have here? My son watches some American kids programs. The other day, I heard him to refer to football as soccer. I feel like that is a British sin, cardinal sin. I'm not remotely interested in sports, including football, but I was not impressed. I actually get this one. I get it. Because this is like Z and Z. America seems to be the only country that says soccer instead of football. I didn't know this was strange. You got to hear me out. I swear, I'm innocent. Americans are innocent. When we're little children, we are told, okay, it's normal to say Z. It's normal to say soccer. And then we grow up into adults saying those our entire life. And then we learn America is the strange one, and everyone else on the planet is saying football. When we say soccer, everyone else is saying Zed. I didn't know these things, and now it's just they're too ingrained in my brain to get to drop at this point. Wow. Wow. Okay, the American penchant for skipping prepositions. Let's eat Monday. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Who is Monday, and why are we gonna eat him? Man, we got a lot of grammar police here. Let's eat Monday rather than saying let's eat on Monday. That I guess Americans are just a lot more informal than I realize when you actually stop and listen to us, which Americans don't do. We just talk and we just go. We don't stop and think about what we're saying. So, let's eat Monday. That is absolutely how you would say it in America. Absolutely. But it sounds like Brits just have a little more formality, a little more clarification, and correct grammar. Honestly, Brits just have better grammar, it sounds like, than Americans for a lot of these things. So it sticks out to Brits when Americans say stuff. Whereas to me, as an American, none of this sounds strange. This is a very bizarre experience for me to learn about this. Let's eat Monday. So we should be saying let's eat on Monday. So similar, write me instead of write me a letter. Yes, yes, wow. The pronunciation of caramel as caramel. They just miss out on a middle A. This changes depending on what region of America you're in. I definitely was taught to say caramel. Even though it's true, there is a whole A in there that we're just ignoring. It's quite sad. We're kind of abandoning that A for no reason. Caramel. Also sounds a bit long and fancy to me. I'd like some caramel on my cookie, please. That is not what I'm used to hearing. Yeah, you know what? I'm not too proud to admit. Like, I'll admit that for most of these, I think, basically all of them, the British version, the British observation is correct. Americans seem to be saying quite a few things incorrectly, I have to say. The word burglarized really boils my piss. Oh, I love British expressions. Really boils my piss. Burglarized? Why? Burglarized? Now, burglarized isn't okay? I want them to keep going and change to calling a burglar a burglarizer. Then burglarized can become burglarizers ed. Burglarizer ed. Burglarized. I was burglarized. Are you supposed to say I was burglared? Is that? See, it's funny because I don't even know the correct way to say some of these things. Oh my gosh. Referring to every level of education as school. Do you mean college? Do you mean high school? Do you mean juniors? Oh, I don't even know what juniors means. What do you mean? Yeah, we definitely do call everything school. A lot of Americans will at least say school or college. Or sometimes university. But not as often. Oh my gosh. Pissed to mean annoyed. There's nothing annoying about having too much to drink. Yeah, this is just a different slang in America and Britain. Here, if you're pissed, you are mad. You are annoyed. You're angry. I am pissed off. Whereas in Britain, I had to learn it means drunk, which is very funny to me. That's just a difference in slang. You know what? Oh my gosh, there are quite a lot more Americanisms, American expressions that are quote unquote wrong, grammatically or otherwise, that I never realized. This was eye opening to me. I'll admit it. There was a lot of good points in this, but at the same time, I also have to be honest. I think as Americans, this is not changing anytime soon. It's language, it's ingrained in us. It's how we talk, and since it's how we talk over here in America, it works. But I easily can see, as someone from Britain or another country, having to listen to us talk. When you break it down like some of these things, it can be annoying. Perhaps even make you irrationally angry. I actually get it. I had never seen this point of view of Brits talking about American grammar and American expressions, and it was actually really, really fun and eye-opening to learn about this. So I enjoyed it. So anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, perhaps with what makes you irrationally angry about Americans and the way we talk. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Britain and British culture and stuff about Britain that I have never learned before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.